right. Hello, everybody. How's it going? So we got SYNTELL in the house again, and killed the music because it'll be hard to hear you and the music at the same time. So
hey, yeah,
you're more important than that music. So,
I'd like to think so.
yeah. Anywho,
I don't come with clearances, man. You could just play me, homie.
Copyright free. SYNTELL Koay. There were people asking yesterday, like, what YouTube channel you have. Like, where's your YouTube channel? Where can they find you? Also, you got to change your name to SYNTELL on the damn thing there.
You know. Here's the thing, man. Like the one that I'm connected to, that I'm speaking through, is not my
primary.
My SYNTELL page. This is just my regular trade page. If you want to just holler at me, it's fine. But I gotta get that up, man. Once I get all that info, I'll pass it on to you, and then you can get a little bit more consistent. I'm glad y'all are looking out for me, man. Look at y'all trying to see how little SYNTELL doing.
Yeah.
I'm doing good, man.
Can you switch up your oh, actually, it doesn't even matter. We don't see it. I was gonna say switch up your Zoom name to be SYNTELL so people can see it, but they can't.
Oh,
so it's all good. It don't matter much.
Yeah, I got y'all with the channel, but y'all can hit me up on my Twitter at SYNTELL and on my Instagram at SYNTELL, and yeah, definitely hit me up on Twitter. Yeah. I'll probably respond a little bit more.
Yeah, but people were
terrible at responding.
But the thing about it is, I was hearting all those comments. I'm like, I totally think you should have your own YouTube channel. But anyway, that's another conversation for another live stream.
Another conversation for another time.
So we're talking about Borderlands here. Now, I personally am a big fan of Borderlands. You guys, I'm wearing the shirt. You guys can see the shirt. This is from one of the devs. One of the
vicious
devs.
Vault Hunter, you.
One of the devs of Borderlands 3 gave me this shirt and jacket. Isn't that dope?
See, and it looks cool, man. Yeah. I mean, normally I don't just say that. It really does. I like the black on yellow, man.
Yeah, it looks awesome. And I think this might be no. I have it tucked away somewhere. When we were playing Borderlands 3 on PlayStation together, that was a signed disc with a bunch of devs' signatures from the game.
Oh, that's dope. Look at you! You over here playing on virtual
from the
art.
From the same dude. I know exactly. Like I was, because you were like, come on, let's play Borderlands. I'm like, the only copy I have that I can play with you on is the signed disc. I'm like, screw it, it's meant to be played. Yeah. So
see, and look, just like that, it's been devalued by like 90%.
Yeah. See what you did? Bringing down the value of the property. I'm just kidding. That's a bad American joke. Anyway.
We still love you, though.
Exactly. Now we got this. So you're not as familiar with the older Borderlands as I am.
Right? Well, no, I'm probably nowhere near as hardcore as you. I played it, but I didn't jump into the story. You know, I was playing more of just messing around with it. But now I'm like really trying to get some really good backstory.
No, for sure. I mean, and so I got pretty far along. I have Borderlands 3 on Xbox One and on PC and on PS4. That wasn't intentional. It was just that, like, I got a new PC rig after I bought this on Xbox, and so I got really far along, and then you made me start all over on the PS4.
Damn right. No, man, you're not going to sit there and be some powerful god and then let me be your little sidekick in Borderlands. It's not going to happen.
Now, all that being said, man, I don't actually remember rolling that well. Like, having played through the games, it's like I just, like, crushed those games, and then I moved on to the next one. And so I have a clip here so you can hear what Roland sounds like. And if you're on my live stream, you can see what he looks like as well.
I was taking a leak. One of them knocked me out.
Wow, you are a dumbass.
Yeah, yeah. Total dumbass.
Me personally, I'm thinking Taye Diggs is way closer than Kevin Hart.
Yeah, but Taye Diggs ain't funny, man. This is all Borderlands is all about the jokes.
Is he? I don't remember him being about the jokes.
Well, I don't know about this particular character being about the jokes, but like, okay, did you see? I'm going to be referring back to Jumanji a lot. We're going to be talking about.
I was just about to say, Jumanji is like it's what it feels like we're setting up here. By the way, Bala, guy with the gang in the chats, man, you can stop saying that. He says, "Hey, Jabs, finished your dinner with SYNTELL. How are you, man?" Stop saying that. I understand there's only like 3 of us in the chat, but stop saying that. Stop it. There's 22 people in the chat right now, so just calm down. I acknowledge your existence, man. Anyway,
see, man. What's up, Bala?
And so anyway, that's what he sounds like, and I'm like, Kevin Hart doesn't sound like that to me. You know?
Well, he doesn't look like that either. That
No.
dude looks like he's like normal height. Kevin Hart is like 5'3".
Exactly. And it feels like we're recreating Jumanji here.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. But I feel the same way about Kevin Hart as I do with Jack Black. I mean, it's like an over caricature of what's already a caricature. It's like, how can we over corny it?
I mean,
Yeah.
these two do
That don't
not look
fit.
alike. You know, if I'm gonna go with someone like even Jamie Foxx, I feel like is closer to this dude.
You're trying to get all these serious actors. Like, you might as well say Tyrese then.
What do you mean? Oh, I'm trying to get serious actors. Who did they get for Lilith?
That's a good question. Hold on.
Kate
I wrote it
Blanchett.
down. Kate, oh my gosh. I really need to get back to the drawing board. I like Kate Blanchett. Yeah, and she's like one of the few that actually survives throughout the Borderlands series because everybody else isn't even in part 3, right? The one that we're playing. I don't remember none of them.
All I'm saying is Kate Blanchett is a serious actress, and so and that's Lilith. Now, I think Kate Blanchett is the only pick that I'm on board with.
What? You don't like Jamie Lee Curtis?
Not for the character, not for Tannis. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I have it up right now in front of you on
Right.
Get Jaby. She doesn't
Yeah.
look old to me. She looks, and I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is up there. Tannis does not look like that to me.
But hold on, isn't like in the storyline like Tannis kind of like gets stuck on some moon or something for a while? She gets left by her crew, and then maybe she goes batshit crazy, and then hence you got old ass Jamie Lee Curtis. It could work. Jamie Lee's funny, man.
Look at this character, dude. That's Tannis. She looks
but,
about
she
20
looks
years
young
old.
and virile.
She looks about 20 years old. She does not look like a 60-year-old. I don't know how old is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Shoot, she's got to be in her 60s. The screen cream from the 70s, she's got to be in her 60s.
Like, I just like that doesn't look. The haircut looks like it's on point, and that's about it. She's born in '58.
Well, maybe they're trying to change it up and have some serious acting go down.
This
Kevin Hart and Jack Black. Fuck out of here. No, it's gonna be ridiculous. Why? Okay, wait a second. Maybe
I
you
was
can
more
tell
on
me.
I was more on board with Mahershala Ali playing Joel than I am with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Than you are with this.
playing
Well, you know it's
Tannis.
gonna be jokes aplenty.
Right.
You know it's gonna be jokes aplenty. Why is Borderlands getting this type of like attention, like for this high power type actors? Like who? What happened? What did I miss?
I feel like they're making a mistake here. It's a film, right? It's not
Right,
a
it's a
show,
film.
and I think it should be a show, not a film. It's a feature
you
film.
want
based on
this to be like a series, like something that comes on like AMC or something?
Look what they did with Dragon, The Witcher.
Yeah, well, which is dope.
I feel like Borderlands should be done like the way they did Witcher. Personally, I don't think it should be a film. I think it should be a show because
You want a full season of Jack Black and Kevin Hart together?
No,
a full like
I don't
season
want
of
them.
that?
I don't want them. I don't want them. Let's get that clear. I don't want them in those roles. I'm saying Borderlands should be done well with actors that are more appropriate for the characters for an entire season at least. I think that would be much better, but that's my opinion.
A whole season. So you want like some kind of melodramatic version of Borderlands? Is what
No.
you're trying to tell me?
No, I could be.
This is supposed to be slapstick and funny. So you want a slapsticky, funny Borderlands series? That's what you're trying to tell me.
Like
You
Dragon
think that'll
Ball.
work?
Like Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball slapstick and funny and serious all at once. So is Borderlands. It's the same kind of tone and theme. It's the same kind of vibe. You don't think it's the same kind of vibe?
Hell no, I can only stomach this for like a one movie. That's it, and maybe a couple of sequels spaced out by years.
Then you're not the
I
target
can't
audience.
do this every week, man. No way.
You're not the target
then again-
audience. We already got Mad Max. We don't need a film of this. We don't need a film. We need a show.
Of this. Like
What
you
do-
want
what
like
is-
a Walking
What
Dead?
is the matter with you? Why don't you like Borderlands?
I do like Borderlands. I love Borderlands, the bit that I played. Doesn't mean I want to see it all week long for a
Right.
whole season. Well, you know what it is? I think it's just that I don't want to see Kevin Hart and Jack Black all week long together. That's just too much. It's over cheeky, tongue in cheek.
I don't think. You know who would have been a better claptrap than Jack Black?
The original voice actor. That's who would have been better.
You know what? I was thinking that before we got on this call. I was thinking the same exact thing. I'm like, why don't they just go with the original voice actor? He said, they went with Mufasa twice, so why not go?
Yeah.
Why not go with claptrap? He's got such a particular voice. Rakshith says, in all honesty, Syntell's got a point there. The game plot isn't as sustainable as Witcher was for them to juice out an entire season from it. A movie adaptation makes a lot more sense. I mean,
Yes.
I agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. You know, I'm just saying, like, because I see your point. I see what you're saying. But, like, I think that there's so much to explore in Borderlands. It's like, no, they don't really have a story in the game because it's just a sandbox, right? And you're
Yeah.
going from thing to thing. But, like, if you've got creative writers who want to take advantage of this universe, like, you
Okay.
could really create a really cool, fun, sustainable show, I think. And I just think they've got bad casting here outside of Kate Blanchett. I think Kate Blanchett's the only one I'm on board with. Outside of her, I'm like, I don't know what y'all thinking. Instead of Jack Black, they should have gone with either the original voice or Aziz Ansari.
Oh, Aziz Ansari would be. I'd never even considered Aziz.
Yeah,
That could be good because he can be very annoying,
exactly.
and that's perfect for Claptrap. 'Cause
Exactly.
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know if Jack Black is that type of annoying. Like, you want to kill Claptrap.
Right.
Jack Black is just, Nacho Libre.
Exactly. I think Eli Roth is probably a good director. I haven't paid much attention to his work, but from what I know of his work, it seems like that makes sense. It seems like he gets the vibe, he gets the tone for Borderlands.
Who did did you ever see Love and Monsters? It was
No.
one of those straight to like HBO Max movies right when the pandemic jumped off. You're saying no, you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. You're gonna have to see that. Well, Love and Monsters was supposed to be a cinematic release, and it's about this kid that lives in this world that's filled with monsters, and he's trying to save his little village. And the whole thing is just him going across the landscape, right? But what made it dope is that it had like these really cool creatures that were in there. And I was gonna say visually, I'm hoping it's going to look like that. Eli Roth, from my understanding, is more of like the gore and oh my gosh, like Saw-ish type stuff, like what he did, like Cabin Fever. He was
Yes,
the producer of Cabin Fever.
But he worked on if I saw it just now.
He did Grindhouse Hostel. That's when he really cut his teeth. Was like, well, Hostel with him and Robert Rodriguez,
But
right?
he did the fake trailer and the fake Thanksgiving trailer in Hostel in a Grindhouse.
Yeah.
Rather. And
Okay,
so,
he did 2001 Maniacs, Cabin Fever. You see what I'm saying? Like, his stuff is more like horror-ish.
No, but he gets humor. Like, he did The House with a Clock in Its Walls with Jack Black, I believe. Yeah.
That came out recently, right? Too?
Yes.
Was
And
that
that's
a comedy? That was a horror comedy?
That was comedy. It was also with Kate Blanchett. So he's going with people
Okay.
he's familiar with.
Well, look. If anybody in the
chat.
that's responding to us live, if anybody has seen Love and Monsters, maybe you can explain it better in the comments. But I think when you do get an opportunity to even look at a trailer, if you could play it on YouTube, man, I could see that for like a Borderlands-esque type of
what's it called?
type of environment.
What's it called?
It's called Love and Monsters. It came out in 2020. Because the thing about one of the things that make Borderlands dope is the creatures you run up on, like all of the gritty infested creatures. So that creature to me is that part of the story is going to be really, really super important, because what are they going to be fighting? Just outside of the maniacs, right? It's the monsters.
Right.
So give me some Love and Monsters, this kind of thing, like that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, can you see that in Borderlands? This was a very underrated movie too, by the way. It's really funny. If you ever get an opportunity to check it out, it's just this dude trying to survive in this monster infested world now. And it's got really good humor. So I was thinking, before I even knew it was Eli Roth, when I first heard about this dropping, I was like, God, I hope the dude, whoever it is that did Love and Monsters, and I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Let me look right here. Michael Matthews, whoever that is, that was just really well done. I'm giving you homework. You're gonna watch Love and Monsters.
I feel like Eli Roth is capable of pulling this off.
But it's gonna be too horror-y. But then again, I haven't seen that thing that you were talking about.
I think he gets it. I'm fairly certain he gets the vibe. The fact that he's so intimately familiar with horror says to me that he gets the vibe of this movie. I mean, think about this. Peter Jackson was mainly a horror film director before Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and did you see his horrors?
No, I didn't see it.
What was it, The Scarers or whatever it was? I think that's what it was
He
called.
did The Frighteners.
The Frighteners? Yeah. No.
I'm just saying.
It's not always a clean transition.
I'm just saying, he did Lord of the Rings. I mean he also did King Kong, which I enjoyed. So I know that wasn't.
You are like the only person that likes Peter Jackson's King Kong.
I know.
No, let me not say that. The creature design in that was really dope. I like the creatures. Like the stuff they ran up on was pretty fly.
Let's see. We got Roger Stofers as the cinematographer for Borderlands, apparently. And
Ooh, Attack on Titan is a little overdoing it. I see you over there, multiverse anime. That's a little too much.
I don't
Creature
see.
design. We're not trying to fight 300 foot. But then again, I guess in Borderlands there are a couple of really big creatures. Some of the boss fights you got to do.
I'm not really familiar with this cinematographer's work.
For which one?
Borderlands.
Oh, for Borderlands.
The only film I've seen of his is Disturbia, and none of these. So because I don't know these films, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in his ability to pull off Borderlands.
Saying, yo, the creatures got to be important. How you gonna have a Borderlands movie and not have good creatures?
Right. But anyway, yeah. I'm
still gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it because I'm a Borderlands fan.
I'm watching it, no matter what. I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm a Borderlands fan. Did you like Zombieland?
I did. It was fun. I didn't see part 2, but part 1 was fun.
Okay. Can you see a show like Zombieland?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I could. So you think that's Borderlands?
I feel like it's the same tone. I feel like it's the same exact tone, and they totally could have done a show. And I made that argument without even having ever watched Zombieland.
You haven't seen Zombieland?
No, not at all. I knew I could, but I knew I could make my point and crush it without even having seen the film. So, anyway, we got an article here from Variety. I'm just going to read it out right quick. So, Jack Black has been cast in Borderlands, Lionsgate movie adaptation of the popular video game. He joins an A-list ensemble that includes Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, and Jamie Lee Curtis. Black will voice the role of Claptrap, a persistently sarcastic robot that isn't all that invested in the survival of his teammates. Eli Roth, who previously collaborated with Black and Blanchett in the 2018 comedy House with a Clock in Its Walls, is directing Borderlands. I'm so excited to reunite with Jack, this time in the recording booth. Roth said Claptrap is the funniest character in the game, and Jack is perfect to bring him to the big screen. Nathan Kahane, president of Lionsgate Motion Pictures, says choosing Black for the role was one of the biggest no-brainer casting decisions we've ever made. I am scared. We couldn't have been more in sync with our filmmakers and casting executives as we approach this role, Kahane said. Kahane, I don't know how you say his name. Everyone who's ever played the game knows Jack is perfect for this part. Apparently, this dude has not played the game.
Yeah, that's not Claptrap.
Yeah.
That's Nacho Libre, man.
That's not true. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Nacho Libre, did you watch the latest episode of WandaVision?
No, I'm watching it tonight.
Oh,
is
dude,
it good? Is it because 4 was amazing?
Dude, we spoke about this yesterday. I can't talk to you about it until you've watched the show.
You should have told me this morning, man, and I would have been on it.
Yeah.
I told you I was watching something totally different.
Instead of enjoying your PlayStation 5 that you
damn right.
SYNTELL's a scalper.
I got 5. Yeah, I mean, I'm no longer gonna see my child anymore. I had to sell his soul in order to get it, but it was worth it.
Yeah, I still can't get mine, dude. I've been trying. I unfollowed all of the Twitter accounts that tell you when it's dropping, because every time I was on top of it, I would be at Walmart, I'd be at the PlayStation Store, I'd be at Target, wherever, Best Buy, and I'd add it to my cart, still wouldn't go through. Still, like, it would just...
Hey, so you heard about the law they're dropping over in the UK, right? They're passing a scalping law because it's been, like, so crazy. It's been not just crazy with the PlayStation 5. I mean, I'm sure that was the last straw that broke the camel's back, but anything that you have to buy off of the internet has been, like, these bots have been just gobbling it all up. It's been happening with what's her name, Rihanna's Fendi line. It's been happening with the sneakers app. I don't know if you're familiar with the Nike sneakers app. It's like a really big deal with that. Anything that deals with you having to like buy online, those bots have just been killing the game. So the UK is one of the first countries to actually try to pass some legislation to outlaw it. How do you feel about that?
I think that's great. Personally, I personally think that's a good thing because I can't get one. I'm mad as hell. But I heard though that only accounts for like 10 to 15% of the stock.
That's what you heard? I don't know. I mean, if they're trying to pass a legislation on it, those numbers seem kind of paltry to be trying to pass a law for that.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this article again. It says Avi Arad and Ari Arad are producing Borderlands through Arad Productions. Are they the ones that did Bad Boys 3? Do you know?
I don't think so. That doesn't sound familiar to me.
Because it wasn't Michael Bay.
No, it wasn't. I do remember that. That'd be different.
Oh, no, you're right. It wasn't them. They're not the directors. I don't know who these people are that are producing the film.
Yeah, because Bad Boys 3 went through Will Smith's production company, if I remember right.
Look at the last the last paragraph of this article says Black most recently starred alongside Hart in Jumanji: The Next Level, which grossed more than $800 million worldwide. This is a money
Damn,
thing,
I didn't
dude.
even make that kind of money.
Oh
Well, that's why
yeah,
they made a part
Jumanji's
2.
killing it, dude. Are you kidding me? Jumanji is one of the highest grossing films of all time, both of them. So that's why there was a sequel. And so it makes sense that they're bringing these two back together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it does make sense. That's why I'm saying I'm surprised The Rock hasn't just somehow mysteriously crept into it.
Let's see. So the first Jumanji film made $962 million worldwide.
Good Lord.
Almost $1 billion. And then the second one made $800 million worldwide. So this makes sense why they'd bring them back together because they got a lot of star power. This is not going to be fan service at all. What do you call it? Mandalorian, it is not.
This is going to be a Hollywood money grab. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. No, that's exactly. Yeah. This is. It's not. I don't think it's going to be a good movie. If it is, it's not. Go ahead.
Did you ever see? Did you ever see Zathura?
No.
It was like the space version of Jumanji. It was actually one of the very first. Oh my gosh, who's the director of Iron Man? What's his name? Oh my gosh, that did Swingers that we love.
I remember. I know who you're talking about.
That is the director of The Mandalorian.
As soon as you asked, the name went out of my head.
The director of Mandalorian. What's his name?
Yeah.
Golly.
I know who you're talking about.
Anyways, it was his first
Favreau.
Yeah, Favreau. It was one of his first films.
Yeah.
Zathura, and it was just Jumanji in space. So that should tell you exactly how the concept of Jumanji is profitable because they made a space version of it. 2000. You didn't see Zathura there either.
Hold on. Shamil Makin in the chat says a lot of scoopers said Borderlands script is great. I don't know what scoopers are. You know what scoopers are? I never heard of that.
What hackers that steal scripts off producers' computers?
Hashikushi is saying, "Hi SYNTELL, good to see you. Could you do a Batman voice? Jaby's one is dope. I want to hear yours."
Oh, I don't have a Batman voice. I just sound like an old man that's hungry and wrestled a grizzly. I don't have it. I might look scruffy, but I don't sound scruffy.
Yeah.
I'm too cute to be Batman.
Yeah, man. So those are my feelings about the Borderlands movie in a nutshell. I'm hoping it's good. I always hope that it's going to be good, but like statistically speaking, most video game adaptations are horrible.
Yeah, well, you can't think of not one. The very first Resident Evil was pretty good.
Right back to the beginning. The very first video game adaptation ever. Terrible.
Oh, that's the one with the old 80s version. That one was pretty bad.
I don't think it was 80s. It was early 90s, I think, but it was still bad. Now, get this. There is a video game for the Sega Genesis called Last Battle. Have you ever heard of it?
You talking about the Genesis?
Yes.
Golly, no.
So, Last Battle is this game. I'm going to pull up this thing real quick so people can see it. Last Battle game.
Last Battle Genesis.
Yeah. Last Battle is this Sega Genesis game that my neighbor across the street had when I was a little kid, and I totally ate this game up. It did not warrant the love I have given it over the years because it is a terrible video game. It's like on board with like E.T. for Atari. It's just bad. It's not glitchy like E.T. for Atari. It's just not a good game, right? And so, but the thing is, because I experienced it when I was like 4 years old, it had a special place in my heart, and I've always like wanted a film adaptation that I knew I was never going to get. Come to find out, Last Battle is based on an anime called Fist of the North Star.
Oh, wait, tell me you've seen Fist of the North Star. Tell me
I haven't seen Fist of the North Star. However, there is a film adaptation that was done in the States for Fist of the North Star.
They did a live action Fist of the North Star?
They did.
Ooh.
Fist of the North
Star. There's a manga, I think, Fist of the North Star. I'm not 100% certain of that, but I know.
Do you see my live stream?
Definitely anime.
Do you see this live stream? Look at this.
Yeah.
Fist of the North Star.
They really did a live. Oh God, that looks so bad. I want to see it.
Exactly. Oh, dude, believe me, it's pretty bad. It's like cheesy bad. It's like what do you call it? What's the name of that movie with Sam Raimi directed? He did a bunch of Evil Dead. It felt like that. It felt just like Evil Dead, honestly. So,
well, I mean, if you've seen the animated cartoon, man, they're like sticking their fingers in each other and pulling tendons and popping. It's really gross, but it's also dope. It's one of the very first animes I ever saw as a kid. I think
say again.
I think it came out in like '86. Fist of the North Star.
Olive Khan is asking, "Hey, Jaby, SYNTEL, what are your favorite games growing up? Which you had to sacrifice your sleep sometimes? Also, please react to Attack on Titan." And so, hold on, before we answer that, Shamil Makeen says, "Scoopers are people who drop casting news before casting news drops."
That sounds right. Well, isn't that where like scoops.com is? Isn't that what that is?
I don't know. I thought that was. It sounds like Snopes though. Why haven't you reacted to Snyder Cut teaser trailer? Did you even saw it? Every single.
Oh, I haven't even seen it yet. I heard it came out today.
Every time.
Oh, now I gotta see it.
Every time. I mean, we can try to look at it right now, but actually no, because you would be out of sync with me. Every time I watch a trailer for the Snyder Cut, there's always copyright music in it, fucking up my day.
I understand.
You
That's
know.
all right. I can watch it in silence while you lecture me.
Exactly.
Yo, so what that to go back to one of the original request questions, what was like one of your more memorable games? I got a good one, dog. I had a game that almost killed me. I'll tell you that story in a second.
I mean, I think I went with all the ones that everyone pretty much knows, and some ones that people should never know about. Like, I was a big fan of Street Fighter 2 as a kid. I own Street Fighter 2 Turbo for Super Nintendo. Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past is one of my all-time favorite video games that I'll play again and again and again. Mario World, going back to classics. I owned a Super Nintendo. And for Nintendo, like, I was big into all the Mario games again. But like I said, Last Battle was one of the games that I never owned personally, but I was super into it. And when I was a little bit older, I got into StarCraft for PC and Dungeon Keeper. Dude, okay, do you know about Dungeon Keeper? We talked about it a little bit. So Dungeon Keeper 2 is kind of like StarCraft, but nowhere near as good. And I found a way. I found it for like $1 on GOG, the portal for buying games. And so I downloaded it. And I got so into this dumb-ass game, it was eating up all of my time. I'm like, I am deleting this thing from my computer. I got my $1 worth out of it. My 70 rupees. I got my value out of this damn game. And so, yeah, Borderlands is... no, not Borderlands. What else did I play as a kid? I can't remember other games I played. Terminator 2, I played as a kid. That was an awful game. Power Rangers, the movie, I played as a kid. Another awful game.
That sounded like a Game Boy game. Power Rangers, the movie.
It was terrible. You
remember this game? You remember this game back in the day? It was back on the old coin ops, back when you had to actually go to a place to play video games. Called Narc. And you were like, it was a side scroller, and you were like a drug DEA agent, whatever it is, and you were walking around with Uzis, and you're shooting like drug dealers and drug users and crackheads and stuff. You don't remember that?
No.
And then like the thing that made it the most memorable is like when you ran up on like a crackhead, like they would throw old rusty needles at you. You don't remember that?
This is a Nintendo game?
No, it was a stand-up. Google Narc, NARC, and then arcade game.
Oh, this is an arcade game.
Yeah,
Hold on,
but
some people mentioned some good shit in the chat. So Contra is a game I played a lot as a kid.
Up, down, left, right, left, right.
Got them dirty lives. Got them dirty lives.
Bang.
And then someone else said something. Another game in the chat here. What was it? Shit, I missed it. But like, yeah, Contra was one I definitely played a lot.
Hell yeah, I remember Card Warriors.
When Raw 2.0 came to stay with me when he first moved to LA, I hooked up my SNES Classic, which came with Contra 3. That is one of the most brutally difficult games I've ever played. He's good at video games. He and I tried our damnedest to get through that game. It was brutal, dude. I don't know how anyone... I played some of these games from when we were kids, and I'm like, I don't know how anyone beat any of these things.
Bruh, for real. Like, when was the last time you went and played the original Super Mario Brothers? Like, as an adult, it's different.
Okay.
It's a lot harder than you remember.
So check this
I
out.
promise you that.
Check this out. I love being a grown-up, having grown up with the games that we did, because you go on YouTube, and there are these documentaries that people have made chronicling how Mario Brothers 3, how Mario World, how Nintendo got made. There's a YouTuber called Gaming Historian. There's other YouTubers who do like these gaming history channels and whatnot. And so
Yeah.
I was going through Mario World, and that same YouTuber did one on Mario Brothers 3. So I'm watching it, and then he talked about how Mario Brothers 3 came out on Super Nintendo for Mario All-Stars, and this package thing that came with the Super Nintendo. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was a much better version of Mario 3. And then they said that the same guy was like, eventually got re-released on the Wii. And I'm like, on the Wii? I never knew that. Let me try to get that. Because if I'm going to play Mario Brothers 3, I want to play the new, what do you call it? The one with the new skin from Mario All-Stars, right?
Okay.
The game is like $130 for the Wii because it's out of print. I'm like, fuck. I was so frustrated. I'm like, how do I get my hands on this game? And then come to find out that Nintendo released it on Nintendo Direct for the Switch. I was jumping up and down because I downloaded that game and I'm playing the shit out of it. And then come to find out, they have this thing that I only discovered when I bought the Nintendo Switch version of Aladdin that ported over the one from Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
There's a way to, if you fuck up, to just rewind. And like rewind back a little bit so that you didn't like lose the cape or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I cannot get through Mario Brothers 3 without this rewind button. Like, I'm constantly rewinding. The game is so hard. I'm like, I don't know how anyone. I think gamers today are less. I mean, depending on what you're talking about, they're not as sophisticated as we had to be, or as skilled as we had to be when we were kids in order to get through these things. Now, that doesn't compare, in my opinion, to like how people play first-person shooters and stuff like that today. That's a different beast entirely. But speaking of first-person shooters, did you catch any of the footage of GoldenEye, the remaster?
Wow, they're redoing it for the Switch?
No. See, so you didn't hear anything. Let me see if I can pull this up. So here's what happened. GoldenEye remaster or remake. Let me see. Remake playthrough. I'm going to just pull this up for
God, man, that was a legendary game. That was like the very first hardcore first-person shooter I ever played.
So basically what's happened is GoldenEye was remade, completely remade. And for whatever reason, because of licensing issues, even though the game was completed, it got completely shelved.
So were they like turn it into like Perfect Dark or something?
No,
they were made by the same
shelved.
company.
It just got shelved.
They just did away with that.
Yeah.
Wow,
I have it up on the stream right now, so you can see right now.
Oh, that's the remake version, right?
For some odd reason, I can't like.
Yeah, that's a lot different, man. Dude, I remember everybody used to fight to be Odd Job. Odd Job was the dude.
But like
when you play it multiplayer,
it's perfect. It's a completed game that got leaked, and it's not supposed to be out there at all. But it's like it's a game that's part of gaming history, you know.
Yeah.
And it can't come out because of licensing issues, because of MGM, because of Rare, because of Nintendo. Like it's all tied up in a bunch of different who owns what, and so they can't release it.
This game was so ahead of its time, man.
Yeah.
So.
And apparently, I was watching a video from IGN. Apparently, the 4-player aspect, which is what made this game a classic, was an afterthought.
What?
Dude,
why even make the game? Nobody wants to play the campaign, even though the campaign was good, but it wasn't about that.
That's the thing is like, you know, it's amazing how many times in history that kind of thing has changed the course of history. When the 5D Mark II, when the Canon 5D Mark II, the camera first dropped, they're like, why don't we just throw a video mode in there? Completely changed the history of like completely changed filmmaking.
Right.
Like, it's like, look at that created a new medium, a new frontier, a new means of accessing high quality filmmaking for like young amateur filmmakers. That was an afterthought. It was just an afterthought. And it got to even the high levels where they made an episode of House on that camera. So Avengers, the first Avengers, there were some shots that were shot on the 5D Mark II.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, it's just crazy, you know. That was an afterthought. That's all I'm trying to say. And so with GoldenEye, same thing. That 4-player mode was just an afterthought. And the cool thing about this remake is it's 60 frames a second. So,
but you know what? But the graphics are so terrible as compared to some games that you see that are 60 frames a second. Can you really appreciate the smoothness? Because it's still, you know, it doesn't look like something that would jump on the PlayStation 5. It looks like it would be on the Switch, right?
I would play it. It's history, dude. It's history.
I don't give a damn what you're talking about. It's 60 frames a second.
Yeah.
I
Speaking
play
of,
just for nostalgia.
for those who don't know, I don't know if I talked about it yesterday. I finally got my Xbox Series X, and I dubbed it.
How is that?
I dubbed it X Beerus. Achara's like, why would you call it that? I'm like,
Is it really that powerful?
it's very powerful. Charles like, why would you dub it X Beerus? Why would you call it that? And I go, well, because it sounds like that. She goes, how? I go, Xbox Series X Beerus. It's just shorted, instead of Xbox X Series X Beerus. Fuck it.
I thought you
It's
meant,
called
I thought you
X-Beerus.
meant like Beerus,
Like Dragon Ball.
the funny looking creature that Goku fights, the
Yeah,
god.
that's where I got
from
the
Dragon Ball
name.
Z. Beerus, yeah.
Yeah, Beerus.
Never
X
mind.
Beerus.
Hey man, I just forgot about something. I didn't tell my favorite video game. I got one quick video game story before we switch
All right, let's
topics
do it.
all the way around.
Go ahead.
All right, so I almost died playing a video game, and it was a game called Phantasy Star Online. Check this out. Do you remember the Dreamcast? Did you have a Dreamcast?
I did not have one, but I'm very intimately familiar with it.
Yeah, so Sega, for all of you old younger cats, Sega used to be a hardware designer, and their last hardware console was the Dreamcast, and they had this game that was absolutely legendary called Phantasy Star Online. And what made it legendary is that it was like one of the first times you saw a console do like a MMORPG online.
Mhm.
Like you could play against other people around the world. No console was really doing that but the Dreamcast. So me and my homeboys were playing it, and it was like addicting because we've never had this moment of history and being able to play with other people around the world. We played nonstop. Like I'm talking about, the game never turned off. It would roll for 24 hours straight. And I was in college, so we would run shifts. Everybody had your character. You play for this 6 hours, another play for the other 6 hours. And we ran that for 24-hour cycles. And we did that for like 2-3 straight weeks, to the point that the Dreamcast died. We had to go out, get a whole new Dreamcast, bring it back in. It was like the first time I'd ever been that addicted to a video game. Okay, so fast forward like about a month later, still playing and leveling up, having the time of my life and stuff. My stomach's hurting. I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. Never mind, because once you jumped off the sticks, whoever it was that was next in line was going to grab the sticks for the rest of your time. That was the rule. Like if you had to eat, you had to get off the sticks. The only thing you had to use for was like using the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So I just hopped on and I didn't want to lose my time. So I'm sitting there and I'm playing through the pain. And I'm like, let me at least try to use the bathroom. I'm not giving up my spot, but let me use the bathroom.
Yeah.
I get to the bathroom. I don't even move. My homeboy comes in and was like, I'm about to take your spot, man. You good? I was like, man, I don't know. But I drag like my body out of the bathroom to get to the living room to pick up the sticks. That's how important it is to not lose your spot. The pain just gets unbearable. I was like, dude, you got it. I'm going to the bathroom to try to figure out what's going on. I'm on the floor, half passed out. I'm screaming at my dude. I'm like, I think you got to take me to the hospital. He's like, nah, you think you slick? You're not getting your spot back. You lost it 6 hours. This is all me. I had to call my girl and was like, please come get me. I think something's wrong. Rush me to the hospital. The emergency room, the doctor's like looking at me and stuff. He's poking on the side. And he was like, oh my God, your appendix is about to burst.
Oh my God.
They did whatever it was to look inside. It was like on the verge, like it was ready to go. And I don't know if you know about having an appendectomy and your appendix is about to burst. Like once it bursts and it gets in your bloodstream, it's like a wrap. Like I almost died because my dumb ass didn't want to get off the sticks for Phantasy Star Online on the Dreamcast. Don't nobody talk to me about you ready to die for this gaming, bro. I was on the slab, ready to go, ready to see the holy angels.
Just so you know, I got it online on the window there.
That's it. That was my thing. Oh, Phantasy Star Online for the Dreamcast. That game right there with them pathetic graphics.
This was not the first game
me.
to do online though.
Well, in my world at that time that I knew, I didn't know any console to do that. Now you could do it on computer.
No.
For console?
That's what I'm talking about. There was something called the X Band that was for the Super Nintendo, where you could play online. Yeah, you could play it online with other people. I never used it, but I remember walking into Blockbuster and seeing one of these things. I'm like, why would you buy this thing? It was also on Genesis apparently. Look at the live stream. It was also on Genesis. But like I remember seeing, remember when we were kids, you just go to the store to just hang out and look at shit. Like, and so, like, this is, I'd go to Blockbuster because they had, like, Mario 64 on display, and I couldn't afford a Nintendo 64 at the time. And so I just watched people play, because they fuckers would just, take the controller and not let you, have your turn. You'd wait 3 hours for them to get off so you could finally play. This was at the time when you could rent a Sega Genesis or a Sega Saturn or whatever.
Yeah.
So X-Band had come out, and so you could connect your telephone to the Super Nintendo and play. But, like, this is before its time. This is way before its time. This is the first iteration I can remember of online playing.
Yeah, I never played the X-Band. I do remember seeing that in my old Nintendo Power magazines. Remember Nintendo Power?
Yeah.
I do remember seeing
hardcore.
That. But yeah, man, Dreamcast was it, fam. Dreamcast was it.
No, I know. I think Dreamcast died too young. It was unappreciated.
Dreamcast.
Huh?
It was legendary, man. It had the little piece that you slide into your controller, and you can do it was a mini controller inside of the controller.
Yeah, no, Dreamcast was a dope system, but it died. I feel like it just got completely eclipsed by other systems that had come out at the time.
Well, everybody was, still on the Nintendo bandwagon.
Well, Nintendo and Sony.
64 it just dropped, right?
At that time, I think it was the GameCube actually.
Oh yeah, there's no competing against.
Yeah,
the
because
GameCube,
Dreamcast was if I'm not mistaken, Dreamcast was the first 128-bit system. And and then like
it was the first one with a disc that I remember. No, it wasn't the first one. This one I'm talking about.
PlayStation was. But Dreamcast had come out, and like it didn't get enough love at the time. The love got taken up by GameCube and PlayStation, whatever PlayStation dropped at the time.
I loved that damn machine, man. That game, I'm having flashbacks. I actually had chills from looking at that. That's how much I loved that game, man.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me nothing.
So we have a chat here. Lemillion says, since I missed yesterday's stream, what about John Krasinski from Quiet Place as Joel? I can't see that.
Yeah.
I can't see that personally.
Is he rugged enough? Like now that you've sat on the new casting for Joel, do you still feel the same way about Pedro?
I think I feel the exact same way. My feelings haven't changed, but you know what? I had Achara watch Zero Dark 30 for the first time. Have you seen Zero Dark 30?
Yeah.
I know that this would not be a popular choice, but I would cast Mark Strong for anything. Mark Strong, I would cast him for anything, including Joel. I would cast him as Joel. Mark Strong, I think, is just one of the dopest actors of all time, and he is not appreciated enough. I think that he should be Joel. Like, put a wig on him, make him Joel. I think he could do it.
Look at him again.
I think he could do it. He's a little bit older, but I feel like he can play anything. Like, there is not a single role that Mark Strong cannot play. It's a little bit questionable now, but he was in a movie called Body of Lies, where he played a Middle Eastern guy.
Mm-hmm.
He played a Middle Eastern guy, Habibi. He played a Middle Eastern guy, and he sold it. I was like, is that Mark Strong? And he did it so well that I didn't realize it was him initially. Oh, you can't see.
Oh, I do know who this cat is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's the dude that you see his face and you be like, what is his name?
Exactly.
The Leo meme where he's looking at the TV.
That's how good he is. That's how good he is. And so it's like, I know that no one else would pick him for Joel. I would have him play Martin Luther King Jr. Like, I would have him play anybody.
I will smack the shit out you. That's funny as hell, though. No, he is good, though.
I feel like he could play anybody. That wasn't my joke. I stole that joke from a friend of mine. So when I worked at Yahoo, there was a woman I called my black mama at Yahoo. And you remember on my fridge that says "I love black people." You probably don't remember that. I love my brothers. I love my brothers. I love my sisters. You know
black people.
You remember those magnets at all?
No, because I would have clowned your ass about them had I seen them.
I'm surprised we've had so many drinks over here. I'm surprised you never saw those magnets. Anyway.
Hey man, I'm not in my right frame of mind. Go.
But anyway, what she gave them to me, because what happened was I went to her desk at Yahoo. And I saw these magnets that says, I love my black folk. I love my sisters. I love my brothers. I'm like, can I have those? I got so excited. I'm like, can I please have those? She's like, I'll buy you your own. Don't worry. And so she gave me my own. And then like one day at work, she was telling me how much she loves Russell Crowe. I'm like, really? Russell Crowe? She's like, I think he's the best actor of all time. I think he's so good. She's like, I think he's so good he could play Martin Luther King Jr. and kill it. So
hell no, but that's still funny though.
Long walk for a cup of water. That's why I brought that up. But anyway, Xberis, dude. I was having a situation last night and this morning because do you know about HDMI 2.1?
Yeah, there's you have to have it for the next gen stations. Yeah, I mean for the next gen consoles. So you had the old cable?
No, what happened was I only got my OLED television and 4K capable receiver in January of last year, right? So because I know Costco has the deals in January of each year. So I picked this thing up, and I come to find out my TV is capable. It's got HDMI 2.2 or 2.1 or whatever. It's like future-proofed a little bit. My receiver's not. And so I get my Xberis all set up, and I'm like, how come it won't recognize 4K 120? What the hell's the problem? Come to find out, it's because I'm going through my receiver. I have to go straight through the television.
Read the fine print.
I'm truncating this because it's boring, but like basically what I had to figure out was how to get the TV, get the audio through my TV into the receiver without any lag. And thankfully I figured it out. That's the short of the story. It's not exciting enough to keep droning on about.
Yeah, man, it's showing your growth, man.
Yeah, but HDMI 2.1. So anyone who has not invested in 4K yet, anyone who has not invested in the next gen consoles yet, make sure that when you do, your shit is HDMI 2.1 friendly. Because that's how you get 4K 120.
I mean, in 4K, I highly recommend it, especially with these new game systems. But you know what? There's an importance of the refresh rate too. So make sure you look at the refresh rate.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you guys nice and smooth.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
Shamil McKean is like clowning me. He goes, "Good story." Because like I get so excited about this shit. I'm like. I listen to it in my head before I say it out loud. I'm like, this is gonna be boring. Let me just cut it off at the legs. Swaps goes, I love these AV input discussions. I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or not.
He's probably not.
Yeah, man. Like here's the thing. Oh, for anyone who has got an Xbox One X out there or an Xbox One. If you have one and you are a fan of the Kinect, it does not work with the Xberis. Excuse me, the Xbox Series X.
It didn't work with the One though, right?
It
not
did.
Just the
The
S.
Kinect. It came with the Xbox One.
Right, but I thought you had to get like the there was like an adapter that you have to get in order to use it. Right?
If you get the Xbox One X, you need an adapter.
Oh.
And I did buy that adapter.
Xbox people.
I'd be dancing, just dance. I'd be.
Those are some of the best games ever, like those Kinect version games where you have to actually move your fat ass in order to like get some of these achievements. And I've caught myself out of breath a few times with it.
It pisses me off that Just Dance is I can't play it on my Xberis. I think it's bullshit.
Isn't that supposed to be the ultimate backwards compatible system?
Exactly. And basically the devs over at Microsoft are like, yeah, it's not built in. There's no way to use your Kinect with your Xbox Series X. And I'm like,
they were pretty much like, fuck your old games.
I'm like, I don't get that because I'm like, it's just software.
You don't get it?
It's just software.
You're an Apple user and you don't get the fact that they have non-compatible old generation stuff.
You can play games from Xbox 360. You can play games. So it's like,
hey,
what? Go ahead.
Were you ever worried about the Kinect panic? Like, do you remember how it was like reading people's faces and doing face identification and opening up Xboxes and all that stuff? Like, we had an old good thing, bad thing about
I know. I was just thinking about that. I was just thinking about that because you're talking about your television.
You all go back through the vault and check out good thing, bad thing. We talk about it. Like, did you ever turn it off?
I've only recently gotten into the hysteria of I put a cap over the problem is my Wii's sensor is on my Kinect, so it's like I can't really cover it that well. But yeah. So
remember the whole thing was you didn't want your Xbox snitching on you in court because it like remembers your voice,
what you said,
your actions.
So what you said was the Samsung TV or something like that is like listening to your conversations. You're like, one of these days you're going to be in court. Your TV's going to be on the witness stand.
I heard everything he said. That motherfucker guilty. Nah, man. Nah.
Hitmaniac, you are now a moderator in the chat. Thank you. And Supriya Kelkar is here. Thanks, Supriya Kelkar, for joining us here.
Welcome.
We've covered yesterday's topic and today's topic pretty well, and now we're just going through memory lane of all the games that we loved and love right now.
Yeah, you were watching a game that almost killed me. So
Just Dance? Oh, Fantasy Star Online.
Just Dance. Yo, my son loves this. This is like the absolute business for him.
Just Dance?
Yeah, because it's like there's like 400 songs you can download like for free that goes along with it. So it never stops getting old. You can just keep just dancing to all this new stuff.
Yeah, some of the songs are questionable though.
Yeah, but the people look creepy. It's like some weird Jabberwocky stuff going on.
But there's a song in the game. There's a song in the game that I personally love dancing to. And Nachara's like, that's like a chick's song, right? Like that's like chick power.
Give us the name.
Waterfall.
Give us the TLC's Waterfall.
Is it Waterfall? Waterworks. What is it?
Play the song.
Water something.
Play the song.
Water on me. What is
Shalini.
it? What is
hey,
it?
What's up? I love you too.
Water me? Who's it by? Achara's terrible.
Jokes.
Huh?
I said jokes. We want the name, man. Matter of fact, we should make you do a little dance. Let me see you just dance.
Fuck off. No,
Come on, man.
No one needs to see that ever.
This is the same person that is probably one of the most athletic martial artists I have ever laid eyes on. Stunt man, special stunts extraordinaire. You can tell me you're gonna puss out over some Just Dance?
Stop shouting as if you came up with it. I just pulled up. I pulled up the thing on the browser. You can see it now. It's by Lizzo. Water Me. That's the song.
God, it's a Lizzo song.
Dude, that song's dope. It's a dope song to dance to. I love that fucking song in the game. Like as soon as that comes on, I'm like, that's my jam. All right, everyone clear the space. It's me and the panda. We're gonna fucking dance this shit off. Dude, that song it's a fun song to dance to. They got some really fun songs. I got my little playlist, my sweat playlist. And by the end of it, it's a wrap. Just soaking wet. It's like a good Friday night. After the club.
Hey man, so
go ahead.
When are we gonna play some Borderlands, man?
I don't know. Dude, I don't know,
you see how he do me? Y'all see how he do me?
Dude, like I'm so far behind in my profile with you. You're like way ahead. You got all the upgrades and shit. Get it on PC.
Not dead. I got like a regular old dude, man. I'll make a new one.
Get it on PC, or I'll buy it for you on PC, and then we can play it on PC. How about that?
All right, that'll work.
That'll work.
You don't have to buy it for me. I'll get it.
Okay.
You suck.
And so Lemillion's asking PS5 exclusives or Xbox backward compatibility. I don't know. Is that a comparison?
I think the Xbox is way more backwards compatible. I think the only generation PS5 goes back is 4. It goes back to the 4, and that's it. And then there's like some old school downloads that you can play through the PS Station store. But yeah, I think it's 4 as far back as it goes. Like the Xbox goes all the way back to.
You know what's interesting? What's interesting is PlayStation 3 is backwards compatible with PlayStation 1.
Yeah, it's only 2 generations ago.
Yeah, but like, it's just weird. Like, because PlayStation 3 wasn't compatible with PlayStation 2, if I recall. I don't know. It's just some weird shit. Sony's just like really good at making you have to buy new shit, and like, Anyway, we had some questions here. Shamil McKean says, any PS5 users here like me? SYNTELL is definitely one of them. And why am I still on this page?
That's right. Welcome to the family. It's all about the family.
And
family PS5.
Swaps is asking, where are people getting these PS5s? I don't know. You got to ask SYNTELL.
I had to kick an old lady down a flight of stairs for mine.
And Supriya Kelkar is asking, how do you guys do the @ thing? I try to do it. I don't know how people do that. I try to do it where it highlights people's names, and I don't know how to do it myself. And I have 4 YouTube channels. I don't know how to do it.
What's the @ thing?
@ where you like the names highlighted in the chat. I don't know how people do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
Doesn't make any sense to me. But back to what we started with in this conversation. I really think you need your own YouTube channel, man. Even if you're only uploading once a week. Even if you're only uploading once a week.
It would be fun.
You got to do something. People want to see you do something, man. And meanwhile, until he does that, you guys make sure you follow SYNTELL on his social media, on his Twitter, on his Instagram,
Hit me up on Twitter,
all that good stuff. And
Twitter, Instagram, you can see me and my little family.
yeah.
It's just a picture of me and my son for the most part, but it's so adorable. I put one up of me. If you want a good laugh, there's a picture of me in the 90s in some old cross colors clothing. So,
all right,
some jokes on that.
We got to take a bet. How much you want to bet? First off, what can you bet comfortably? $5?
Hold on, it depends on what we betting for. Like
Godzilla versus King Kong.
The which one?
Godzilla versus King Kong.
Who do I think is gonna win?
Yeah.
I mean,
hold on. Let's write our answers down. Let's write our answers down. Let me get you write it on your phone. Write it on your phone so I can see.
Right. Phone.
Let me see.
Oh, I gotta roll out in a minute. Look, dude, my bad. I'm so sorry.
I can't make
What's
this
the
any
problem
bigger.
when you're a daddy?
Okay.
I got daddy promises. What's up? Hold on. Am I sending it to you or are you sending it to me?
No, I'm gonna just flash the phone at the screen.
Okay. All right, I got you. Hold on. Know who I think is gonna win. And it's gonna be a landslide too. All right.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Go.
I can't see your shit. It's all green screen. What did you say?
Oh, it says Godzilla.
King Kong. You think it's gonna be a landslide of Godzilla?
Oh yeah, King Kong is like 100 feet tall, man. Godzilla's like 400 feet tall, man. He's the size of a skyscraper, and he shoots fire.
Yeah, but he's got that little girl on his side. King Kong.
Well, let me tell you why King Kong ain't gonna make it. First of all, he can't even stop being pussy whipped because he's been chasing around that one little lady through the whole thing, climbing skyscrapers and swatting away World War II planes. No, he's too distracted. All Godzilla want to do is destroy cities. All King Kong want to do is hold on to that little girl and swing off a skyscraper. It's not gonna happen.
I think King Kong's gonna crush it. I think he's gonna destroy Godzilla. Cause
you think it's gonna be Donkey Kong? You think he's gonna throw barrels at Godzilla? Is that how you think this scene?
Absolutely. He's got Mario. He's got Toad. He's got Luigi on his side. They all figure it out somehow. Mario's crushed Bowser. I'm pretty sure King Kong can crush Godzilla. Speaking of,
don't even let them be on the water. It's gonna really be a wrap.
This is what's gonna take up my weekend. I bought the Xbox Series X. Fucking Microsoft with the names. I bought an Xbox Series X, but this is what I'm gonna be playing this weekend. This is Bowser's Fury. Speaking of,
it's gonna be a good one, man. I still haven't beat Zelda yet, so I'm still gonna wow.
Oh, that's understandable. Speaking of which, supposedly Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out this year.
Well, that's like I said. I still got to finish Breath of the Wild 1, which is a damn good game. Wow, I had no idea.
People are saying Kong's gonna die. Kong will die from radiation.
Now I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. They're gonna have like some small little square off that's gonna be totally unsatisfying, and then they're gonna fight a bigger bad. It's gonna be like Mecha Godzilla or something like that.
You think they're gonna team up?
Yeah, I think they are because they're two good guys, man. Anytime you see two good guys come together, they always end up being ransacked by some third person they didn't see, and they have to team up. You know, they did it with the Superman Batman thing. They do it all kinds of stuff.
Why? Save Martha.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, no, it's not gonna happen. They'll do a little bit of a fight, and King Kong gonna beat the brakes off of Godzilla gonna beat the brakes off of King Kong.
You see fucking Freudian slip. You messed up.
No.
Who are you actually rooting for?
The part of me kind of wants Kong to win just because, he can beat his chest and ape out literally. But no, Godzilla got man. He's radioactive. What are you going to do with that?
Apparently Hitmaniac agrees with you. He thinks Godzilla's going to win. But there was Mecha Godzilla was teased in the trailer, so maybe that's who they're up against. Oh,
it really was. He really was teased like that?
Apparently.
Because I was just thinking like the big ones, because the only other thing I could think of that they haven't touched on, because they did Mothra, they did Kong and all that. What's his name? Remember Godzilla's son, Godzuki?
Pazuki?
His name was God. You gotta look up Godzuki. You gotta look how bad he looks.
Isn't that a cookie at BJ's?
No, his name was Godzuki, man, and it was Godzilla's son, and he looked like a worse dude in a rubber suit. Please do yourself a favor and just Google Godzilla's son, and Godzuki should pop up and look at what he looks like.
It's a cookie.
I want him to pop up, kind of like how Scrappy Doo popped up in the Scooby Doo movie and he turned into a super bad.
It's a cookie at BJ's restaurant.
Godzilla's son.
Pazuki.
Godzuki. Look how bad he looks.
I'm fucking trolling you. You don't have no idea.
What? Oh man,
you never had
my
you
bad.
never had a Pizookie at BJ's? It's the best.
It's too many. Yeah, no. What is
Dude,
that?
if you guys
That
have
looks
never had a Pizookie, it's amazing. And I can't do it anymore because I'm lactose intolerant. But Pizookies are amazing. What's this called? Gazuki?
Godzuki, man.
Godzuki.
Just Google
What a name.
Godzilla's son, because I don't know how to spell Godzuki.
I'm seeing a cartoon.
I want him to be the big bad. I want him to pop up and be just as horrible looking. No, it's not that one. That's the cartoon one. There's a live action one.
I was like, this is like a Puff the Magic Dragon ripoff.
No, it's not that. There's an old Japanese version of it. Like, it's the dude in the rubber suit. Google that one.
Live action.
Did you spell Godzilla right?
Probably not. I said, hold on.
You're terrible, man. You're messing up my moment.
Is this it? No, that can't be.
It's the dude it's a really bad rubber suit.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Godzilla.
Yeah, that's it. Look at that thing.
Godzuki.
I want that to be the big bad. That's what I want.
You want it to be Godzuki.
I want it to be Godzuki, man. I want him to look like a man in a rubber suit, and I want him to beat the brakes off of Godzilla and King Kong.
All right.
That would make me happy.
That's not going to happen.
Man, that lacks vision.
It's just not going to happen. Can I ask you a question? Like, I think this is really exciting with Godzilla and whatnot, and the CGI is fantastic. But doesn't he look just a little bit fat?
What, Godzilla?
Yeah.
I mean, you eat cities all day long and sit around with radioactive breath, man. You know, you're going to be a little thick around the edges.
He's got no neck. It's the mouth.
Godzilla?
Yeah, he's got no neck. Look at this image. He's got no neck. It's just a mouth at the end of a fat lizard body.
See, okay, look. If I was gonna be on your side, because Godzilla's arms are so small, I feel like King Kong could give him some hands. Like, he got that reach, like pow, pow, just rocking Godzilla's head back. Look how skinny, look how tiny his hands are. But yo, if the battle goes to the water, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wrap. Godzilla's like unbeatable.
Do you think we'll get a crossover of Pacific Rim Job and Godzilla?
The first Pacific Rim was dope. Shamil
McKean says, "Oh, fat shamed a monster." Wow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm absolutely gonna fat shame Godzilla. Stop eating so many damn cities, and you need to eat a smaller city.
Ramit Kaur is absolutely right. He says, "It's quarantine fat Jaby. Leave Godzilla alone." So he's got a point. He's got a point. How are you feeling about a long time ago? You and I actually did one of these that I didn't post, talking about Tom Holland being Drake, and
You said Drake, like the rapper Drake?
No.
Oh, you're talking about from Uncharted?
Yeah, Nathan Drake.
That's what he's like. Last I heard, that was still the green light, right?
Yeah, they have him in an outfit and everything that you can see now. Let me try to pull it up. Tom Holland.
Too young, man. Drake is like in his 40s, right?
But the first time that you and I attempted doing one of these Skype Zoom call thingies, I just didn't post it because I don't know. I didn't feel like editing the video, and and now talking about these random things that like are supposed is just like all the rage on YouTube. My brother's making the killing doing it, but here's him in the outfit. And the dude looks sporty. He looks like a young Nathan Drake, which is all well and good, but that's not what I signed up for.
That's not the story.
Yeah,
that's not. Yeah. And he's too young to be young Nathan Drake, like the kid version in part two.
No,
he does look the part.
He's too old to be the young Nathan Drake. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Because in Uncharted 3, when they had young Nathan Drake, he was like 11 years old or something, or 12 years old.
Yeah, I mean that could kind of there could be a fun story. Remember when they tried to do young Indiana Jones way back in the day? Now I might be dating myself. They tried to do that before. And
I remember, and
it seems like they're trying to do that again with the Nathan Drake series. And you can't, I'm not mad at him for the same reason why Pedro Pascal is up next, because of his star power. Mm-hmm. I mean, that'll sell. That'll put butts in seats.
I just wish they put Nathan Fillion for Uncharted.
He might be too old now, but that's perfect, right? Nathan Fillion's in his 50s now, right?
It was based on him. So Mark Wahlberg is Sully. Get the fuck out of here. No, he's not. No, he's not. Are you being for real in the comments, in the chat there? No, he's not. No goddamn way. Uncharted. No way.
Is that
Mark Wahlberg and Antonio Banderas are in Uncharted. And Mark Wahlberg is playing Sully.
How does that work?
It doesn't. That's the answer to your question. It doesn't work. Sophia Ali is playing Chloe. Hold up. Let me see. I don't know who this is. Sophia Ali.
Huh.
I don't know.
I don't know how Mark Wahlberg works.
I don't know who Sophia Ali is. You heard of this girl?
Yeah, I've seen her before. Yeah.
Isn't Chloe like super Caucasian?
Yeah. But you're asking that, and they're casting Mark Wahlberg as Sully. So.
Well, then why don't they cast Mahershala Ali as Joel?
Yeah.
Oh no! Chloe is. I confused the characters. She was actually good as Chloe. Chloe's the. I think she might be Indian. I don't remember Chloe's ethnicity in the story. Is she Indian? You guys in the chat?
I don't know.
You guys would know in the chat. Is Chloe Indian? She's English. She's got an English accent, but I don't know if she's of Indian descent.
Yeah, I was about to say that doesn't mean she could still be of Indian descent and be British.
Let me see. Chloe, Uncharted, ethnicity. Indian. I was right. Because because her spin-off story takes place in India. So
I'm down for that.
Supposedly Mark Wahlberg.
That's actually some good marketing too.
She,
make sure the international market, everybody has players.
Uncharted Lost Legacy was based in India, and the game was too. So apparently Mark Wahlberg was originally supposed to play Drake back in the day. And then that just got obviously done away with. And so I don't know who these other people are. Spanish Braddock. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Mark Wahlberg's playing Sully. I don't see it personally.
I'm still gonna see it.
I would.
I hate Mark Wahlberg. It just don't match.
He's gonna come in with his Boston accent. You over here getting treasure.
I can't do the Boston accent.
I feel like
I can't do it.
You should just get Vin Diesel to play Sully.
It's not about treasure. It's about family.
It's all about family.
Family of treasure hunters.
Family of treasure hunters. I mean, you get his Nick Cage. Get Nick Cage to play everybody. He'll fucking do it. You pay him $1 and a popsicle stick, he'll fucking do it.
Man, he's in the twilight years of his career. You better leave Nick Cage alone. He's trying to eat.
There's a trailer.
Yo, speaking of that, man, like they're redoing Face Off, right?
What? With who?
Yeah, and it's not.
With who?
I feel some kind of way about that because if it's not John Woo,
Who's doing it?
I'm not trying to see it.
Who's doing it?
I don't know. You're on IMDb. Look.
It's not on IMDb.
It's not?
The Face Off remake will actually be a direct sequel.
Oh.
Yeah,
but John Woo, I don't think John Woo's a part of it, if I remember right.
Hold on. Yesterday, Deadline reported Adam Wingard would be co-writing and directing a remake of John Woo's classic Face Off.
Yeah, no bueno. We want Woo. We want Woo.
Wow. That's not a good idea.
I'm still gonna see it though.
Who is Adam
Regardless, I'm still gonna see it.
Who's Adam Wingard?
I have no idea. He's not John Woo. That's who he is. His name is not John Woo.
Hold up. What does this guy do? He looks like a Scientologist.
I don't even know that.
Look at his image. Look at his image. Or someone that keeps his girlfriend in his basement. No offense.
Wow, he really got that dead stare look though. He is terrifying.
The Guest. VHS. You're Next. He does a lot of.
Yeah.
Oh, he did Blair Witch. What? That's not it.
No way. Like
no,
Blair Witch, 1992 Blair
no,
Witch.
That's from 2016. Hold on, let me see.
They're redoing Blair Witch. They redid Blair Witch.
I don't know any of these guys' movies.
I do remember VHS.
Any of these movies. I don't know any of his films. Oh, he did Godzilla versus King Kong.
That's who he's doing that?
He did Godzilla versus King Kong, so I guess he's big enough that he can do.
Oh, he's doing I Saw the Devil. Have you seen I Saw the Devil?
The Korean one?
Yes. Oh my God, it's probably it's probably in my top 5 of one of my favorite international films. Action international. It's a revenge film. Oh my God, it's so good. So good.
Sully. I guess he looks like him. Look, not really though. I mean, he doesn't have the voice. Look at the image I got pulled up here. He doesn't have the voice.
What is up with that porn stash? You look.
Hey man, that's from the game. They're just trying to honor the game.
Yo, but it don't look right on him. He look like he got a van with pockets full of candy, chasing little kids. No, that's not the move.
You know who should play? You know who should play Sully? Is Mark Strong. All right, you guys, this has been awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out, and y'all be good. And I'll see you if you follow all the channels. I'll probably be doing another live stream tonight, maybe on Jaby Live. So, but make sure you follow SYNTELL on his Twitter and his Instagram, wherever he is. You can catch him like a Pokemon. Peace out.
Giggle. Finish showing my best song.